So I moved on to, what is this, bag 5? Bag 5, step 1. I'm gonna build the diff. So y'all can see it to believe it. It's not too difficult. Some people though have not built a ball diff before, so that's what I'm gonna do here. So the first thing it tells you to do is get these little balls out, put them all directly in here. So before I watched a gentleman do this on YouTube, and it seemed my other ball diff is working just fine, so I'm gonna show you this way. So you put some of this ball diff just right in the hole here. Doesn't have to be a lot, just enough to like fill it. Where's my hand? Yeah. Just fill the hole up. Doesn't have to be any more than that. And so that's that. Looks pretty good. And then I'm gonna use this this nifty little sticky kick. All these little bad boys so they don't fly around. I do have a magnetic plate that I put like my wheel nuts in at the racetrack, excess nuts, bolts, things like that. They're pretty cheap at like Harbor Freight, but I got it for free at Harbor Freight because they do stuff like that every once in a while. But all right, so this is all filled up. Let's see if I can zoom in a little more. Zoom in some more. That's as far as I can zoom in. And there's a fly in here. Oh yeah, it's summertime. So you have all these little dinky balls here. And I was like, how do I pick them up? Just pick it up with the end of the diff lube and then put it in where you need to do it. You can even push some diff lube out and then pick it up, boop, and place it in the hole. And that'll be just like an extra bit of diff lube you can use in there. You don't gotta worry really about pressing them into the holes. They'll press in there on their own once you start putting it together. Just let it sit in there and sit on that diff lube, and you'll be good to go. Oop. What the? Oh, I did skip one. Boop. Okay. So that's all. To me, that's pretty much the hard part. Some people will, a step further on here, will be like, no, this is the hardest part. But to me, I was like, I have to build a diff or a ball diff. Oh, I've never done it before. But it's not that difficult. So here, you'll put some diff lube around this, and just from it moving, it'll spread it out. But the way I'm a jeweler, and the way that you fix a a watch crystal, you know, the part on the top of a watch where you look through. It's called a crystal. It's not called a dial or anything. The dial's on the inside, so it's called a crystal. What you do is you fill up, if you have to glue it in, you have to fill it up like you put on this excess, like a lot of diff lube, and then you just use your finger and smooth it out, and you can take off the excess. And then it's all the way around. Good to go. Pop your plate on. Boom. Done. Do it on the next one, because this is the same step one of bag 5. This little tube I'm almost out of. This is a tube from my B64, I think. I got another whole bag or a couple of these diff lube things from my other cars. But use your finger, smooth it on out. Don't gotta worry too much about it, and boom. Boom goes the diamond. Good to go. All right. On to step 2. So the thrust bolt. This is the part where people are like, "Oh man, this is the hardest part." You know, is the thrust bolt. And it'll go into here. So we'll have this one here. Now it's the same thing as the gear with the balls. You just gotta have something where you can, where they aren't gonna roll all over the place. Because this is just, for some people, this might be a bit hard. So you can't let these little guys go all over the place. But you take this bad boy here and you put a washer down. Oh man, it's hard, man. I might lose y'all here. This is but all right, so you have that like that. I can't zoom in anymore. I wish I could, but you really can't. And you load this bad boy up with this black grease. And don't be afraid to just load this bad boy up with grease. It should be packed chock full of grease. Not like, you don't want to be nice about it. Just load it up. That's pretty loaded with grease. And you pick up the balls the same way. You don't have to use like a pair of tweezers or nothing. The grease is gonna hold on to these balls when you pick them up. And then you just plant it on there. And because you put so much grease on the ring, the balls should stick. And once you get them on there, they'll space themselves out right. Alright, boom. So, they're on there. Oh, yay. Look at that. Now, you put the next one, so you can set it just like that. You don't have to, my hands don't even work that well anymore. I'm so old, but plant that bad boy right like that. You're good to go. So then this plants right over top of this thrust. You can put it whatever way, but how did I hold on to this last time? And I just did it like this. Because it'll fix itself. Beep. Just Just like that. We'll send her in there. You can pull on it some, and you're good to go. Now we need 2 bearings to fit into this bad boy. It's gotta be these ones. Right here. There's a bearing. There's another bearing. This bad boy goes here. Just like that. And this one goes on here. Boom. Boom goes the dynamite. Now this could be a little tricky, this part of the whole deal. Where's my screwdriver? So it's all together. Make sure that bad boy is back down in there. Now because of all that diff lube and all the grease, it'll stay together. You really don't gotta do much else while you move on to grabbing these. All right. Well, this is your spring. Spring goes over the screw end. And this is your screw. Or your nut, I guess you would say. And then this is the little doohickey that keeps that in there. All right. Push that bad boy down there. It's not down far enough. All right. Let's see if that'll grab. It's not grabbing. Here we go. Use a pair of tweezers. Push that bad boy down until it grabs, and then you can just screw her in. Did it grab yet? Yes, there we go. Now my other diff is super tight. I have to go loosen it, and this might be a little tight also. It might be a little tight, but that's why we adjust it. That might be okay. But I have to do that later, but I'm going to do it before I race tomorrow. I have to adjust it. Push down that little cap. You're good to go. If you have multiple cars like this B6.1, or the B6 and the B6.1, it'd be kind of smart to put the adjustment on the same side. So the nut on my B6.1 is on the left, so I always take off the right shock so I can come in here and I can adjust the diff depending on the track or how the cars go on. I only race on one track, so let me make sure I'm correct on it. Yes. So if you have the same kind of cars, I would try and have them the same way. So you'd be like, oh, boom, 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 done. But that's it. Doing up the diff. It's not hard, guys. Don't be afraid to get a ball diff. If you're used to gear diffs or anything like that, it's pretty simple stuff. So if you like this video, give her a thumbs up, subscribe, all that happy stuff. I'll always be posting my races. try and keep you guys entertained with that. Maybe y'all can help me with adjustments on my car, things like that. But y'all have a good one.